Fans here at the Vixen JCI 3 continues on. It's match number 15. It's in the flyweight division. First, entering the JCI stage, he's representing Team 10th Planet Lombard. He's grappling out of Hanover Park, Illinois. He is Isa Kydykeev.
In steps Isa Kydykeev, representing 10th Planet Lombard. Experiencing both in all the ADC circuits from Chicago all the way to Miami. Originally from Kyrgyzstan, there you see him proudly waving the red and gold. And training underneath Omar Ocasio is Isa Kydykeev.
His opponent out of the red corner. He's representing Crucible BJJ and Judo from Cedar Rapids, Iowa. In the red corner, he's Jonah Nassif.
Representing Crucible BJJ in Judo is the brown belt Jonah Nassif. An IBJJF Nogi American National Champion at blue belt. Says there's no place he'd rather be than underneath the bright lights.
It's time for the flyweights to put it on. Speed and action for 7 minutes. Let's go.
Funny thing about Jonah Nassif, he says he looks to every time step on the mat to make sure the little guys are always represented well, putting them on the map. And he says here at JCI, he looks to do so until Jeff decides to create a flyweight title, and they'll come after that too. Ooh, flying for that scissor leg was Isa, shrugging it off and passing is Jonah Nassif. So Jonah passing the guard now, potential back exposure from Isa. But it does look like Isa is looking to wrap something up there, potential buggy implications, but it does feel as if Jonah Nassif was wise to it.
Yes, great reaction and instinct.
Isa pulling him into his closed guard now.
Kydykeev's hips look pretty loaded. Look for him to maybe bump and go for a sweep, but Nassif has pretty good posture right now.
It's always a bit tricky in this position. You want to push the action, but you also want to be sure to not create too many openings for the man on bottom. There you see now climbing a high guard momentarily is Isa. I mentioned he comes out of 10th Planet Lombard, so you know he's going to be very well schooled in all the Eddie Bravo systems of high guard and rubber guard and such. Jonah.
Nassif with a wrist lock.
Yeah, exactly.
From inside the guard.
I love it. Submission only, right? Let's go for it.
I love a wrist lock.
Keeping with the old school vibe, going for a little bit of a can opener there was Jonah Nassif.
Kydykeev electing to keep his guard closed. I would almost at this point like to see him open it up and, you know, maybe go to half guard, maybe attempt a leg. Just something different. He's not really mounting offense from it.
But you got an earpiece into this guy? It was almost instantaneous.
I like athletes to kind of keep a timer on their positions, you know, what's working, what's not working. If you're not having any kind of success or creating any openings in a position, it's time to maybe move on to the next.
Passing once again is Jonah.
Kydykeev is doing this like overhook onto the head, and I'm not sure how I feel about it right now.
Well, I know there's a buggy set up from there, and I'm not quite certain if that's what he's necessarily fishing for. But it certainly feels like he's got something up his sleeve, doesn't it?
Maybe something that he pulls off a lot in training. There we go. But I don't see it creating the kind of pressure that it needs to finish.
We shall see. 2.5 minutes remain, and I like the way Jonah used that forearm to just kind of say enough with that. Yeah, I think you're right, Jessica. It feels like he might be going for maybe like a bread and butter of his, but not really having any success with it just yet against Jonah Nassif is Isa.
Oh, that was funky, and I loved it.
Yeah, it looked like Isa took a passing Jonah may have passed momentarily in kind of an inverted triangle sort of sweep to the top for Isa, something like that. I don't know. I need replays. Old eyes. Ooh, jumping, flying triangle by Isa.
Taking a brief moment to make a political statement. I'd prefer him to maybe pull down the head and establish that triangle.
I don't know. I make most of my political statements from flying submissions personally, so I'm with him. You see?
These guys are great dance partners.
Yeah, absolutely. With 10 seconds, with a little over 30 seconds remaining in regulation, both of these fighters playing to the fans. You know, Isa has had a pretty exciting, final 2 minutes of this match. I don't know if it's enough to say it's a momentum shift, but it certainly is a good sign. If you're a fan of Isa, you're in the corner of his, leading into this overtime. He's showing plenty shades of life. Oh, and finally getting the job done. Isa, my word, in the final seconds, slaps on a submission after Jonah Nassif shrugs off that submission time and time again in the final seconds. Fantastic sportsmanship.
I need to see that again.
It kind of looks like a buggy, but you see Jonah kind of shaking out that arm. Very exciting matchup as Isa Kydykeev takes on Jonah Nassif. giving the fans in attendance and at home plenty to cheer for.
The flyweights brought it fast and furious. Let's give it up for these two athletes. But with 3 seconds left in regulation time, the tap was secured via Goth Lock. Isa Kydykeev!
Isa Kydykeev gets the job done clearly with one of his bread and butters. Let's go ahead and take a look at this replay. Yeah, you saw Isa going for that move time and time again. You said it early on, Josh. You're like, it seems like this might be a move he catches in the gym or something. And with 3 seconds remaining in regulation, he slaps it on. And let's take a look at this replay to see exactly how the finish happens. It's from the side control. You see everybody just waiting on this replay in attendance.
Clearly, lots of highlights in this match.
Yeah, absolutely, as we saw both of these fighters playing to the fans. And here's the finish. Oh, so you see what happens there, Jess? It's as he used almost buggy-like type setup. He uses the opposite leg to create that torque on the arm that's trapped between the legs. It's like a key lock
All right,
with the
fans in attendance.